What is up, guys? Pone here, and today I'm here with Kira, and we're going to review another Chinese knockoff blaster. Now, I gave a quick look at this box, and I don't think there's really anything new, sadly.
No, it's continuing with the parent-child battle game.
Oh, the illustrations shown on the package may be varied from the real object. Please be subject to the real object. It's hard to interpret what they even mean by that. But I think this is a quick open. You want to get this thing open?
Yeah.
And bust it out? Now this is a knockoff of what I think is a Snapfire. Have you heard of the Snapfire?
I have not.
Not heard of the Snapfire. Well, it's a blaster really unlike any other blaster that's been manufactured. And are supposed to be suction darts, but they're not. Once again.
It looks pretty much like what's on the box.
Would you say that you're subject to the actual object?
I would say I am subject to the actual object.
What do you think of the grip? It's actually not terrible.
I kind of like it.
Compared to the other blaster, does it feel more well put together?
It does. It feels a lot sturdier, but again, we haven't fired it yet. So
the unique thing with the Snapfire was that there's no cocking mechanism. The trigger pull is what's going to fire the blaster.
Okay.
Which I don't know of another Nerf gun that.
Okay, so you gotta pull it back
like
really
there.
far.
Yeah. And it also has an adjustment, so you can adjust if it fires fast, so it makes the trigger pull easier, or it fires harder, makes the trigger pull more difficult, but it will fire harder. Is that?
Okay, yeah. Takes forever to adjust it. Yeah, that's a lot harder to pull.
Alright, so you can see right here, when you twist this knob, this little gauge indicator here goes up and down. When it's in the up position, the trigger pull is its easiest. Twisting it down, I agree, it takes forever.
Oh, reset.
Oh, wow. Did I just break
there's a little
this?
arrow on the bottom.
I just broke this.
And it's broken.
What?
Okay, so now it's a non-adjustable model.
Is this for real? Alright, so I broke it already. It's no longer adjustable. Well, I guess let's load it up and fire it at its easiest. It doesn't look like there is an air restrictor or anything in there. So darts won't be pushed out, I suppose. You want to give us a firing demo?
That's so sad.
Oh no.
Not the best.
Oh, I wish we could adjust it. I guess. Can't flip it. Is it flippable? Not really. Alright, I guess I'll run it across the chrono. I'm pretty interested in the horrible FPS that this thing is going to deliver. So yeah, let me just do that and we'll get right back to you. So we ran it across the chronograph, got an average FPS of 23. I think the bottom end of this chronograph is somewhere around 30, so it's having trouble actually tracking the darts. So yeah, kind of a terrible FPS, but it does fire very quickly if you can pull the trigger. So I don't know, what are the applications for this thing?
I think it's kind of the same as the last one, cosplay value.
Can you, if this was a secondary, it's kind of too big.
It's too big for a holster.
It's too big to be a secondary, but if you could do it, you could lay down 8 darts fairly quickly. The zombie that was what?
Right
in front of you. Well, that is a shame. I'm super sad I broke this. I would have liked to have seen what else it can do. Maybe I'll open it up. This was $20 off Amazon. I'll of course put a link down in the description box, but probably would not recommend unless you can't find a Snapfire anywhere and you really want something that's like a Snapfire. Is this worth $20?
I would say no.
What do you think this is worth? Is this worth $10?
Maybe 10, yeah.
Could be worth 10. What if it worked? What if it hadn't broken immediately?
If it hadn't broken immediately, maybe 15.
Alright.
Just because we don't know. Maybe it's really good at the bottom end of that.
It could be really good when it's powered up. Maybe I should have fired it off before I touched it. I should have let you fire it before I put my hands on it. Because, yeah, broke immediately. Alright, well that is the Blaze Storm
Manual Soft Bullet Gun.
Alright guys, that's it for this review of the Snapfire knockoff. Until next time, it's not about having fun.
It's about how pretty your blaster looks.
And how hard you wreck your friends.
So you won't wreck them with this.
As you can see, the spring for this is tiny, and it actually works in the opposite direction. The spring is pulled apart and so retracts to push the plunger forward. And the issue that we have here with the tension mechanism, all it's doing is pulling on the spring so that the spring already has a little bit more tension on it. As you adjust the blaster with this bit here, all you're doing is activating a worm screw, which then pulls down, creating extra tension on the spring. And then as you can see right here, the only thing that's holding this onto the spring is a tiny little pin that's inserted in here. And this is actually what came loose when I essentially broke this blaster. What needs to happen for this blaster to work is that this pin needs to be stuck here in this yellow piece, but it also needs to be able to spin freely on this plastic worm screw so that you can adjust the blaster's tension. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a little dab of super glue onto the rough part of this pin so that hopefully it sticks into this yellow part here a little stronger and it won't pop out. This part still spins freely, and I've pushed the pin back up in there. Alright guys, moment of truth. Let's see if a little bit of super glue fixed the problem I was having with this blaster. So yeah, let's turn the knob and see if it holds on. And it did. Alright, good. So now I can do a little bit of FPS testing with the maximum spring tension that this thing will allow. Alright, so still only getting an FPS of 30 out of this thing on average, with the spring load as high as it goes in stock form. We'll do a quick firing demonstration to show you how quickly you can fire this thing when it is at its maximum tension. I definitely can't say I recommend this blaster at its current retail price. The only thing I could see it being good for is a non-battery powered sidearm for when things are going bad and you just need to fire off a bunch of quick rounds out really nearby, because this thing doesn't really fire past like 10-20 feet in front of you. I managed to kind of fix the broken toy, but yeah, still kind of a lemon in general.